out at Commons Open Space, and we are doing a planting project with Legacy High School and wildland restoration volunteers.
I just want to say first off, thank you all so much for being here today. We know the weather's not ideal. Part of WRV's mission is healing the land and building community. We are building community with Legacy High School. This is something that they can look back on in 2 to 5 years and see the impact that they've made in their own community, in their own backyard.
Who likes to make mud pies?
They're coming out and they're working in one of their own open spaces. They're working hard, and they can come back here and see what they've done and see it come to its fruition.
Perfect. We got one crew over there.
I'll do the cottonwoods if that is.
So perfect.
I think it's really good for the kids to realize that there's actually tangible things that they can do to help improve the future of our planet.
Knowing that you're like a part of doing something that's changing like the planet.
If you run by here, you can tend to see, hey, I planted a lot of those trees there. It's kind of cool to know that you were part of this.
You know, it's just a small difference, but you know, if we have enough of these groups doing it throughout our communities, then you know, it makes a big difference. It's not even cold anymore. I'm warm.
Oh, good.
Fill that right in.
Once they got in it and got dirty, they were loving it, and we're just super excited.
It was muddy and wet and cold, but they worked really hard and did a great job.
I like mixing the mud slurries because it was like making a mud pie. I mean, it wasn't easy. I got really dirty.
I was a little bit worried about it today when we came out and it was rainy and cold, and then they've warmed up and they're smiling, they're laughing, they're joking. A lot of these kids aren't actually in the same class together, and I've seen them getting to know other students, and it seems like it's been a really good experience for them.
That's about as far as I think I'm gonna get it.
I just feel good helping my community.
Yeah, it's honestly a great experience, and putting the trees in the ground is a pretty hard process, I'd say, because you have to take out all the dirt that was left in the hole from previously digging, and then you have to put the tree in there, which is pretty heavy, and cut off the
Basket around the bottom is a wire basket that we have to cut off. We can't leave that in the ground. And then we have to rip off the burlap sack that's holding in the tree's roots.
and the tree's pretty heavy.
Students were covered in mud today, but they had a great time, and it seems like we're going to have a lot of reoccurring volunteers in the future.
This makes me happy because I like nature, and it's very nice to be outside and feel the cold air and everything like that.
We planted about 10 silver buffalo berries, and then we got in about 60 cottonwood whips. There's no way I could have gotten this done without the kids. They did in 2.5 hours what probably would have taken me 2 to 3 days with my staff. So when I look back on what we did today, you can tell from the trail that, you know, they worked really hard, and it's gonna make a difference.
It was just a lot of fun being able to be doing it with your hands.
Trees!
I just want to thank the City of Broomfield and Legacy High School for coming out with us today and really helping create an impact, a positive change within the City of Broomfield, and hopefully we can expand that into other cities and across the state.
It was pretty fun though after mixing all the mud and then actually planting the trees, and you feel pretty accomplished afterwards.
I think all the open spaces are important to the city and county, and they're heavily used. Keeping them healthy and making sure that we're keeping them biologically diverse, as well as having recreational opportunities for people, is very important.
I know.